Hey there, this is Jimothy from MasterStack, back for one review of Sales Rocks, a tool that we previewed a few days ago. So for the full preview and how it works, you can take a look at our previous video, but we can recap it very quickly. Sales Rocks is aimed at B2B companies, and it's supposed to help you find new contacts, new leads. So you can use it to search companies, contacts, and then you can also engage them with sequences and drip campaigns. And then you can eventually add them to your CRM. So it will help you research for new prospects. As we have seen, stacks in the AppSumo deal only increase the amount of research we can do for each month. So we always get all of the features. And we only have to concern ourselves with stacks depending on how much we're going to use it every month. And as we can see, it has great reviews and it's been very popular. I just joined with one stack, so this is what we get with one stack. 2,000 company search credits per month, 500 contact search, and 2,500 sales toolkit credits, meaning email verification. So, meaning you get 2,000 rows of companies you can search within a month, 500 contact rows within a month, and 2,500 email verifications in a month. So that's our limits for one stack. And as we have noticed already, it doesn't increase linearly. The more stacks you get, the more credits you get. It bumps much higher. So let's actually try it out. This is what we get at the beginning. So this is our dashboard. We have this nice onboarding screen here, and as well some news, the data map, so we can see what's already available and what's coming soon. So we have the North America and Europe pretty much almost completely mapped, just missing a few countries in Europe. Then they're working on other countries such as Australia, India, South Africa, Brazil, and Mexico. They're increasing very quickly because I knew it used to be just Europe until very recently. So they're making progress there. Then we can see the news snippets and the roadmap that we have already seen on the preview. And this is very nice. We have these charts showing us the top 5 industries by counts and the trending web technologies. Very interesting things. Even though that's not our main reason, it's still useful to know. Let's begin with just one company search for now. So this is our filter where we can look for companies. We can add as many filters as we want. These are the companies filters that we have available. HQ location, industry, company size, status, options, web technologies used, and company. So we can also search by company itself, perhaps with a domain name. The way these filters are used is very straightforward, very easy. So we can have company size, employee range, as well as revenue range. As you can see, it splits here, so it's very easy to read. And we have the range. We can look for this company. Then perhaps we can select a company that works, let's say, with WordPress, and we could select more technologies, or we can exclude them. We don't want custom range. Let's go with the bracket. So I don't know if we're gonna find anything. And we can just do any country. No, company HQ location. It seems like this is mandatory. Yes, we have to define a country to look at. Let's go for United States. So we could save filters if it's a search we're gonna do over and over. Let's say every couple months we're gonna look within these filters if there are new companies that we can reach. Of course, we could save this filter, and this is very just random. I've just added a few filters. There we go. That was quite quick, and it found 1,600 companies that are within these parameters. We know what kind of contacts, and as we can see here, no credits are taken yet. Yeah, I like this penguin. Let's use one credit. Okay, we have to create a new list, obviously, since we don't have any lists yet. So let's call this one. This permission is a company list. This is where we can define whether this is just for our user or for the whole company. So we create a new list, and then we press the button again. Oh, and there we go. I have this one company here, and we don't have the full profile. So even putting on the list is not a credit. The credit is the moment we unlock the profile, I would say. Yes, so any action here, so yeah, if we unlock the full profile, that's when we would use the credit. Or I guess even if we export to Excel, let's see. Yes, so if we export to Excel, we would get one credit removed from this 2000. Also, if we unlock, let's just unlock. Right, there we go. We have unlocked this company. This was just a completely random company I've seen, and we checked that. So we now have the information, social information, context. We knew there was not going to be an email available because we saw it even before putting it on the list. That's all right. We know the technologies they use up to a certain point. We don't have any contacts available, so that's all right. And our previous search is gone, I would say. Yeah, seems like our previous search is gone, but that's all right. We could always search again. But now let's find a contact, because sometimes we don't want to look at the company. We don't want to find what contacts are available directly. And if we don't find the contact for some company, then we don't have any way to talk to them anyway. So let's do the same. As we can see, contact search works very much the same as the previous search we had. So we might not want to do that. Industry, let's see what filters we have available. Job position, contact options, company HQ, contact location, industry, company size, company status, web technologies, and by company. So we have pretty much the same filters with a few more only contact related. So let's do something similar here. Let's go ahead and select WordPress again. Let's industry, let's make it a small company once again. As you can see here, we can always do a custom range which we can define ourselves. So we can use the bracket range, which is what is already defined by Sales Rocks. You could add 2 or 3 more ranges as well. So I'm guessing we're gonna get hundreds of thousands of results here, but let's just go ahead anyway. It only took a couple seconds, and whereas now we have this that tells us how the email is, so we can already only filter the contacts that have an email available, and we can also select the accuracy that the email is verified. As we've seen already, I have not configured anything, so Sales Rocks is using their own internal email verification system. We had seen that we can also integrate with others, but we're not gonna do that for now. So we have, as I predicted, we have a ton of contacts, but then we can filter them down. So the confidence score for the email, these 2 are probably the ones we want. Then we can also see all the filters last updated. So let's just get some filters for this. So we can see only the ones that we are confident in. And it seems like we are not really okay, we have 4,000 contacts that we are fairly confident in. We did say company HQ. Okay, so these are the contacts that we have, and we could select however many, and without using credits, as we have seen, to put them in our lists to then talk to. Now, I'm not really going to go ahead and get contacts because this is I don't really want to unlock their profiles, but it's gonna work the very same way as we've seen on the company search. So we have our own confidence score to guide us on getting as many correct emails as possible. And we can just export these in our list. Then in our list, we can unlock them, and we could export them directly to Excel and then into our CRM or anywhere we want. Or we can just keep them there and get started with the next part, which is the contacting part, which is getting to talk to them. So email sequences. This is where we set up our email account. So we can choose either Gmail, Outlook, or just a normal standard protocol. Mail account, BCC, so if we want to include our CRM or whatever, that's also very useful. First name, last name, company name, and job title. So we can put also a signature, opt-out option if they want to unsubscribe, even though they never subscribed in the first place. But we might still want to do that, to add an opt-out. Then we have blacklist if we don't want to send to certain. And we can schedule our email in time zones and with time blocks if we want to. Outbox is how we're gonna, is basically, I guess, the log of emails sent. So you can see your own schedule, sent, failed. And then you have your sequences. So let's create one sequence as opposed to try it out. As again, we can choose as with our lists to either have our own private sequence or visible to all company users. We don't have an account yet. Apparently, we need to create an account. We did create an account. You don't have to verify it, so we just put starting date and time, so we can do that tomorrow. Name your test, and that's all. Now we have to also create a schedule, and we could choose time blocks if we wanted to. Let's say if it's obviously work related, want your sequence to keep going throughout Sunday. That would be bad form. So it's good that you can set the correct time zone, the correct time zone. So you could have a list that goes out to the US, going out during US time, and and another list that goes out in Europe, so you use a European time zone with the same kind of time, still using time blocks. That makes very much sense. So let's name it scheduler, and then we have the list selection. We don't have one now, and we could also upload our own list if we had a list of prospects that we wanted to start engaging with, or copy. Let's just use that one list, that company search we made. Of course, it doesn't have contacts yet. Now we have the sequence editor. All right, so it begins here, which is, I guess, when you acquire the test. And you can choose, you have here. This widget is fairly, and I don't want to see that. It takes away text. It's really bad. The very fact that I can't remove it and it's in between buttons is just UI design. I'm sorry, but it's really, I hope they fix this as soon as possible. That's just not gonna work. Anyway, let's see. We can drag and drop. Very nice, easy. So condition. We have conditions. We only really have two conditions. So we can check whether they open the email or if they click on the link, which is good enough. So let's go from sequence start. Okay, so we can drag here. Sequence starts and we send an email. You can edit the content here. Very straightforward. You could also choose a template if we had to. If we had the one. Hello. And that's it. So we could send the email here. Then let's say we wait. Grab this here. There's stuff. Let's say we wait 2 days. And then after 2 days, we set up a condition. Connection from delay to condition is not allowed. That doesn't make sense because we would want to wait. Okay. So I'm gonna have to remove that. How do I remove this connection then? I guess we remove that. So we don't set up a wait. Okay, so this is fairly okay. This editor works enough. It's very easy to see, move things around, but it's a bit still. Anyway, it's easy enough to use, so that's mostly all right for now. So we sent our first email after we begin the sequence. Now we can wait for, let's say, 2 days. And has the contact opened our email? Yes. So we cannot obviously have two conditions. So we can know whether they opened or if they clicked. We cannot know both. That's all right. So let's say they haven't opened their email for 2 days. So we want to send another email and say perhaps the same things as the previous email. So maybe change it a little. And if it says, yeah, if they have opened an email, perhaps we want to send something else. Not the same message. We want to further interact with them. Maybe they haven't answered, but they've opened. So let's say something else. And then we want to add another condition. This time, perhaps we want to check if they click on a link. Maybe it's to our website or something. Okay, the email doesn't have any links, so we cannot do that for now. Let's say we want them to link to our website for some reason to show what we are, who we are, and what we work with. And then we want to wait a bit. If they have clicked, we do something. If they have not clicked, perhaps we can. If they have clicked, we wait a couple more times. We wait a bit more. We wait a couple days, and then we send another email and finish the chain. And if they have not clicked after 2 days, perhaps we can send the same again. So these are just random ideas. Obviously, the way you handle a sequence depends very much on your company. So these are just how I would see something like this being structured. And while there are not too many options and it's not a very complex and full of sequence system, it does its job. It seems to be able to do its job, which is to get your new prospect talking to you. Once you do that, you can just remove them from here and talk to them directly. So that's its purpose at that point. Since I can't really save or do anything because I can't interact here, I'm just gonna move here, see if they saved the sequence for now. Yes, and as you can see also we have the statistics here, which is very good. Can I enable this from here? Anyway, this seems to be working. Now, let's get to the toolkits. At the moment, we are using Sales Rocks' own verification tool for email. We could integrate with those two. We can have the statistics here, and we can also have our own upload files. This is great because sometimes you really have to. So you don't just verify the emails that you get with. You can use this service for any kind of email that you have to verify. So that's actually quite great to have a Google Sheet also. This is where we can check for numbers, use the same toolkit credits, and then this is where we can configure the checker and verify B if we wanted to integrate with them. We only their API key. And then we have here the available integrations. So we are working on those. And right now we have all of these, which is not bad. We can also work with Google Sheets directly. So the only one direct integration, I believe, is Zoho now. This is what's available with VSI right now. But they're working on it. And in the meanwhile, we can always export to spreadsheets contact that we want to. So once we get our prospects, we can also easily import them to any CRM that we have. Our expectation was to find a software that allowed us to easily search for companies and for contacts. The research part is easy, very fast, easy to use, very fast, and you have a lot of results and you can verify each result before spending your credit. So you really only use credits when you're ready to talk to that contact or talk to that company. Then we also have a decent email sequence builder. It's not the best in the world, but it does its job, which is to get you talking to the contact. And overall, this is very easy to use. I would say our expectations have been met, and this might be a very useful software if you want to outreach to find new prospects. And most companies would want to do that at some point. So the use case can be really most kind of companies, and you can select your industry. You can select any kind of company that interests you. So there is something for just about everyone. That's about it. So thank you for watching. And if you liked, I would appreciate it if you subscribe. See you on the next video. Bye-bye.